Imagine a world where sunlight has never touched the ground. A world where the pressure is so intense it could crush a submarine like a tin can. A world so cold and silent that every shadow feels alive. Now picture something moving in that darkness. Thin, glowing, razor-toothed, drifting through the black water as if it owns the void. These creatures aren't myths. They aren't sci-fi fantasies. They are real. And they live deeper than human eyes were ever meant to see. Today, we're diving into the first half of 10 deep-sea creatures you were never meant to see. But before we descend into the black water, make sure you hit subscribe. It helps us explore more places humans were never meant to go. And trust me, you'll want to stay with us for this one. Now take a deep breath, because once we go down, there's no coming back the same. Number 1. The black dragonfish. At first glance, it looks like a creature built from nightmares. A thin, eel-shaped body, needle-like teeth, eyes that seem too small to be useful. But the deep sea is full of illusions. Down here, the scariest-looking animals are often the most perfectly adapted ones. The black dragonfish lurks between 2,000 and 5,000 feet underwater, where pitch blackness begins. At this depth, vision barely matters. What matters is deception. The dragonfish mastered this art. Its skin absorbs almost all incoming light. No shine, no reflection, just pure darkness. Scientists say it's one of the blackest creatures ever recorded, capable of hiding even from high-tech cameras. But its real trick is bioluminescence. The dragonfish glows with patches of light along its body, almost like the running lights on a stealth aircraft. These lights aren't for decoration, they're bait. Small prey drift close, attracted by the faint flicker. The moment they come near, the dragonfish snaps forward and gulps them down with those terrifying, transparent fangs. Here's the strange part. Its fangs are clear, completely see-through. In the deep sea, even your teeth can give you away. So transparency ensures no reflection betrays its attack. Everything about the black dragonfish is silent efficiency, built for a world where a mistake can mean starvation, and we're only getting started. Number 2. The stoplight. Lose you if. The dragonfish is a phantom. The loosejaw is a sniper. The stoplight loosejaw gets its name from the glowing patches on its head. One glows red, the other glows green. Why does this matter? Because in the deep sea, almost nothing sees red light. That means the loosejaw can shine red like a spotlight without being seen. Imagine hunting with a flashlight only you can see. That's the loosejaw's power. It scans the darkness while everything around it remains blind. Prey has no idea. They're lit up until it's already too late. Now about that jaw. The loosejaw has one of the strangest skulls on Earth. Its mouth can swing open like a mechanical trap, far wider than you'd expect for such a thin fish. There's almost no skin or muscle covering the sides, so when it opens its mouth, it looks like a floating set of teeth disconnected from the body. This strange design removes water resistance, allowing the jaw to snap shut incredibly fast. No wasted motion, no drag, just one clean strike. When the loosejaw bites, it doesn't always chew. Many deep-sea creatures are soft-bodied. They break apart easily. The loosejaw's attack is like slicing gelatin. Its world is silent, but its kill is instant. Number 3. The cookie-cutter shark. Now we reach a creature that doesn't lurk or stalk. It steals. People first discovered the cookie-cutter shark's existence not by seeing the shark itself, but by finding its victims. Whales scarred with perfect circles. Submarines with strange round dents. Even nuclear submarines have returned to base with baseball-sized bites taken out of them. The cookie-cutter shark takes bites so perfect, so precise, that it looks like someone used a metal cutter. Here's how it works. The shark approaches from below, using glowing patches on its belly to blend with faint light above. This camouflage fools larger animals, tuna, dolphins, even great white sharks into swimming clothes. Once it's near, the cookie-cutter bites. Its lips creates a suction seal. Its teeth clamp down. Then, with a violent twist, it pops out a chunk of flesh. The victim survives, but the shark gets a meal. The most unsettling part. These sharks are tiny, barely 2 feet long, harmless looking, but perfectly engineered for hit-and-run feeding. Because of them, even the most powerful creatures in the ocean aren't safe. Even steel isn't safe, and these sharks hunt in some of the darkest waters on Earth. Number 4. The giant amphipod. If you've ever seen a normal amphipod, tiny shrimp-like creatures, you know they're barely noticeable. But in the deep sea, many animals go through deep sea gigantism, where cold temperatures and high pressure allow them to grow far larger than their shallow relatives. That's exactly what happens with the giant ampub. All of these crustaceans can grow as long as your hand, some larger than that. Imagine a creature that looks like a ghost white prawn but the size of a soda can. They live in the Hadal zone, an area deeper than 20,000 feet. Down here, the pressure is like balancing the weight of 50 jumbo jets on your shoulders. Most animals would be crushed instantly, but the giant amphipod thrives. Its body looks delicate, almost fragile, but it's built from a flexible shell that withstands pressure like a natural shock absorber. They move slowly, drifting like snowflakes, scavenging anything that falls from above. Whale carcasses, dead squid, pieces of fish, even fragments of plants carried from storms far away. These creatures are the recyclers of the deep, quietly cleaning the ocean floor one slow bite at a time. They don't hunt, they survive. Sometimes the scariest thing about the deep is not the predators, but the things that simply wait for everything else to die. Number 5. The pelican eel. Now we meet one of the strangest creatures found in the abyss. The pelican eel doesn't look real. It has a long whip-in tail, a tiny body, and a giant mouth like a stretched balloon. When it opens its jaws, the mouth expands into a huge pouch, almost like a pelican's beak. Hence the name. The mouth is bigger than its entire body. This unique design allows it to swallow prey that is much larger than itself. Instead of chasing, it drifts quietly, mouth closed, glowing at the tip of its tail. That small light attracts curious fish, who make the fatal mistake of approaching. Once prey is close, the eel's mouth inflates like a net. It doesn't bite down like a normal predator. It scoops. Once the creature is inside, the eel simply closes its jaws and slowly digests the meal. It can go months without eating again. The pelican eel is an expert at patience. In a world where food is rare, the ability to eat anything big or small means survival. Scientists still don't fully understand its behavior. They often stumble upon it by accident, drifting quietly in the cold black nothing, its glowing tail swaying like a single star in a dead sky. Number 6. Deep sea shrimp. At this point, you might think shrimp are harmless, but the deep sea versions rewrite the rules. Some species of deep sea shrimp have evolved to survive pressures impossible for land animals. Their bodies are translucent, their organs barely visible, their legs long and delicate like shattered glass. But their most impressive tool is light. Many deep-sea shrimp can create blinding flashes of bioluminescence, not gentle glowing, not soft flickers, actual bursts of bright blue light, powerful enough to confuse predators. Some eject glowing clouds like underwater smoke bombs. A predator charges in, then instantly loses its visual sense as the shrimp escapes. Others create quick pulses, signaling to mates. Some even flash in patterns, almost like underwater Morse code. But the strangest species might be the one that produces a glowing fluid from its mouth, almost like it spits liquid fire. This fluid floats in the water, lighting up everything around it. If a predator tries to swallow the shrimp, the glowing fluid might even make the predator itself visible to larger hunters down here. Everything is a trap. Everything is a danger. Everything can become prey. Even the smallest creatures have learned to fight back in ways we barely understand. Number 7. Sea spider. Sea spider looks like something that crawled straight out of an alien hide. It isn't technically a spider. It isn't even close biologically, but its shape tells a different story. Long, needle-like legs, a tiny body barely larger than a marble, and a way of moving that feels unnerving, as if it floats more than it walks. Most sea spiders are harmless and small, drifting in cold, shallow waters. But deep-sea versions are different, much larger, much stranger. Their legs can reach nearly a foot long, making them look like floating skeletal structures in the dark. They feed by stabbing their long proboscis into soft-bodied animals' worms, sponges, and anemones. The proboscis works like a flexible straw. It pierces, sucks, and drains. The most unsettling part is the body. It's tiny, too tiny for organs. So the sea spider stores some of its organs in its legs. Yes, its legs act as part of its digestive system. Deep sea life bends the rules in ways that sound impossible, and the sea spider is a perfect example. It drifts quietly, feeding in slow motion, surviving in places where almost nothing else moves. If the ocean has ghosts, this is one of them. Number 8. The abyssal squid. When people people imagine squids. They picture fast, darting creatures that shoot ink and rocket away from danger. The abyssal squid is the opposite. It floats, it drifts, it hangs in place like a suspended boat, living at depths where pressure would crush most animals instantly. The abyssal squid has a soft, almost gelatinous body. Some are no bigger than your hand. Others stretch several feet long. Their arms are thin, delicate, and curl like long ribbons in the still water. Their bioluminescence is subtle. Small dots along their sides. Slow pulses of pale light. Not enough to dazzle, just enough to confuse. When a predator approaches, the squid performs a trick called counter-illumination. It brightens its underside to match the faint light above, making it disappear from view. To anything swimming below, the squid is simply gone. But some species have an even stranger defense. They drop glowing mucus. A predator lunges in, gets hit with the bright fluid, and becomes a glowing target in the darkness. Larger hunters nearby see the glow and attack. Imagine being chased by something deeper in the dark, and the only thing saving you is painting your attacker with light. The abyss never rewards strength. It rewards creativity. And few animals are more creative in survival than the abyssal squid. Number 9. The deep-sea jellyfish shift. There is one creature that belongs in a sci-fi film. It is the deep-sea jellyfish. Some species drift like glowing umbrellas. Others look like spinning glass sculptures. A few resemble floating brains with long, hair-like tentacles trailing behind. But one thing unites most deep-sea jellies. They do not behave like the jellies we know. Many deep-sea jellyfish create startling patterns of light, not simple flashes, not short bursts. We're talking coordinated waves of color, like living neon circuits. That light has a purpose. It can attract prey, warn predators, or confuse anything nearby. Some jellies glow in red, a color almost nothing else in the deep can see. This gives them a private communication channel, silent, hidden, invisible to their enemies. But the weirdest jelly might be the blooper jelly. When threatened, it emits a huge, pulsing ring of blue light, almost like an underwater explosion. The flash can be seen from far away. Sometimes predators retreat, sometimes they freeze, and sometimes the light draws in bigger hunters that attack the attacker. A glowing explosion in complete darkness. A floating trap made of light. A creature that uses the ocean like a theater stage. And in the deep, the stage is always black. Number 10. The comb jelly ctenophore predator. Now we reach the final creature on our list. And this one is nothing short of otherworldly. The comb jelly is not a jellyfish, even though it looks like one. It has no stinger, no poison, no tentacles armed with toxins. Yet it is a predator, a master of the deep, and one of the strangest life forms on Earth. The comb jelly's body is nearly transparent. You can see straight through it. Its organs float inside its gelatinous body like drifting glass beads. The creature ripples with shimmering rows of tiny hairs called cilia. When light hits these cilia, it splits into different colors, creating a rainbow effect and underwater aurora. But here's the real twist. The comb jelly hunts with glue dot. Yes, glue dot. It doesn't sting its prey. It captures them with sticky cells called colliblasts. When tiny creatures drift too close, they become trapped in this invisible adhesive. Then the comb jelly folds its body inward, bringing the prey slowly into its mouth. Some species grow large and stretch into strange shapes, creating long, transparent sheets that drift like curtains in the black water. Small fish swim into these sheets and become trapped before realizing anything is wrong. Other comb jellies use long, glowing strands. They pull prey in using slow, rhythmic pulses. Not an attack, not a chase, just inevitable capture. Comb jellies have existed for hundreds of millions of years, older than jellyfish, older than many major animal groups. Some scientists believe they might be the earliest complex animals on Earth. So when you look at a comb jelly, you might be seeing a blueprint of ancient life, something that existed long before humans, long before dinosaurs, long before anything with bones. The deep sea is a time machine, and the comb jelly is one of its oldest passengers. Now we've reached the end of our journey. 10 creatures, all terrifying in their own way. Not because they want to hurt us, but because they exist in a world so alien, so isolated, so hostile, that surviving even a minute there feels impossible. And yet these animals flourish. They glow, they hunt, they drift, they thrive in pressure strong enough to crush steel, and in darkness so deep it swallows the concept of day and night. It makes you wonder what else is down there, what else moves in the black water as we speak, what else watches from the darkness we've barely explored. Humans have mapped more of the moon than the deep ocean. We've sent machines to Mars, but not to the deepest trenches of our own planet. Every expedition finds something new, something stranger, something impossible, and that means one thing. There are creatures waiting to be discovered that may make everything on this list look normal. If you enjoyed this journey into the abyss, make sure you subscribe. It helps the channel grow and lets us bring you more stories from the places humans were never meant to see. Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and remember, the ocean is never empty. Something is always moving in the dark.